We all know that the Pacific Northwest is beautiful. However, many Americans forget that British Columbia is a massive part of that region. This is the Caribou Chilcotin Country, Canada's wild west. Towering mountains, untouched wilderness, and brutal backcountry trails. Join us for British Columbia's wildest backcountry adventure. We kicked off our adventure by heading north into Canada. We crossed the big suspension bridge in Vancouver. One of those moments where the city drops away and the mountains start calling. It could have been just another scenic drive straight to our destination, but we had one mission before heading into the wild. We had to keep our tradition alive, our last real meal in civilization. So we stopped in Pemberton, quirky little pizza shop. Neon signs are glowing. The pizza? Perfect. We could have stayed there for hours, but the sun was already starting to set. We started climbing into the mountains. Therefore, we pulled over to air down the tires. Quick and routine. Jeep, ready for battle. The road narrowed, and before long, branches were scraping both sides of the Jeep. Overgrown, unkept, closing in on us. It should have felt claustrophobic, but it was actually a blast to drive through.
You know what this feels like? It feels like you're going through a car wash.
We could have kept wandering the back roads, but we desperately needed a place to camp. We pulled out the map and spotted it. Fire Lookout. From the base of the trail, we can actually see the top of the mountain. It looked impossible, which made it perfect. Therefore, we went for it. We pushed for the shorter route, but then came the mud patch. We stopped, looked at it, and debated. Ryan was confident. He knew the Jeep could handle anything. Therefore, we went in. But the rear lock mechanism failed. We lost traction and got stuck deep into the muck. We could have been stranded, but we had gear. One Mack track pad under the buried rear tire, slow reverse, and we were free. Therefore, we pushed on.
This is the ultimate path to the top, expertly driven by Ryan himself.
The sun now dropping fast. The climb got rougher, but near the top, it turned to a steep, loose slate slope. It was dark. We knew we were high up, but we didn't realize how close the cliff edge was until we flew the drone the next day. Still, we kept the Jeep crawling forward. Therefore, when the trees opened up, the view hit us all at once. Mountains in every direction. Bodies of water glimmering in the moonlight. A bright full moon lighting the whole summit like daylight. And there it was, the Fire Lookout, standing in the dark like a watchtower from another time. We set up camp, soaked it all in, and fell asleep with the mountain completely to ourselves.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying the content so far, please go ahead and hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more content just like this.
We woke up to the views we couldn't see the night before and wondered, what if someone had actually been sleeping in the Fire Lookout? We checked it out.
Hopefully there's no one inside. That'd be really awkward.
Inside, simple living. A bed, a few scattered supplies, clearly abandoned. Therefore, we explored for a few minutes, then got hungry. A quick breakfast of ramen, we were fueled up and ready to roll.
It's hot. It is hot.
We said goodbye to our first campsite and headed down the mountain. But the trail was steep, narrow, and one wrong move from disaster. We made it down. Therefore, the sight of a field of pink mountain flowers felt like a reward. We admired them briefly, but there was still a long way to go. Therefore, we aimed for Bralorne, an abandoned mining town. On the way, we crossed the bridge, but hidden underneath was a stunning waterfall.
We crossed the bridge. Check out this waterfall right on the side. No signs, no nothing.
Bralorne was eerie, collapsing buildings and rusting vehicles frozen in time. But nature was calling in a different way, and we needed a restroom. We were already heading towards Kingdom Lake, therefore we pushed on. That's when we tried to squeeze the Jeep through a tight gap of fallen logs, but the logs snapped, ripping off the fender. All right, so that trail was so intense. Something bad happened on the left side. Let's see. Oof. That looks like that can be fixed, right?
Sure.
Right across.
Oh, we're so lucky it's not through the clear. All right, we're okay. No buff out.
Full buff out. Right here is where the wood tore off the front fender. So what we're gonna do, cut a section of this off so we could fit this Jeep through, and then we'll be on our way. Power kick. Oh, close. Oh, nice. Woo!
All right.
Well done. We still made it to the lake, untouched, calm, beautiful. There's like dragonflies that are flying around fighting each other. It's crazy. But the gas gauge was dropping. We had to find fuel. Therefore, we made for Gold Bridge. It's literally a pump hooked up to a giant tank of gas. Isn't that crazy? It was a cute town full of little quirks. We made good progress around the mountain, but realized we were ahead of schedule. Therefore, we decided to check out Gun Lake and explore its forest roads. We followed the trails deeper into the forest, but suddenly, cows. This is funny as fuck. I'm like, bro, we were just eating.
Get out of my way. I'm trying to explore.
There's a whole horde of them. Oh, they're just shitting. Oh. 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 God damn. A whole herd blocking the way. We tried to move them, but they just walked ahead. They only know forward. Until we were surrounded. It was funny, but we were ready for lunch. Therefore, we stopped at the river campsite and cooked a quick meal. Now that's what good pussy sounds like.
You know, what's your mom gonna say about this one, hey? What's she gonna say about this?
Mama's gonna agree with me. Thank you so much for watching it this far. If you're enjoying this adventure with me, consider hitting that subscribe button for more PNW content. Hey you, do you live in the Pacific Northwest? If you do, drop a comment below about a certain location you'd like for me to cover. We needed to keep moving, therefore we took the dangerous mud lake path. The trail cut through raw nature, skirting the very edge of the lake. We made it to our final spot, cooked dinner, and ended the day. Wow! Oh my God. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn Jersey's light? 2 days in, and this trip has given us more than we could have dreamed. Hidden lakes, forgotten towns, trails that pushed us to the edge. Literally, we're lucky to see places most people never will. And tomorrow, it only gets wilder. That looks so cooked. Part 2 is coming. Do not miss it. Thanks for watching. You can watch part 2 here. Bye.